Hello. I hope yesterday when it was nice and sunny out, most of you got to be outside enjoying something. I gave you a break yesterday hoping you could be outside, and some of you I know are still catching up on some academic work, so we had some time to do that. I brought you outside today because I wanted to point out a couple things of some common plants that you see right now that are absolutely probably the easiest things for you to identify, just to show you a little bit of information about their usefulness. The first one I'm going to zoom in on is this yellow flower right here. It's kind of closing up right now. It is the dandelion. And you're like, really, Mrs. Ray? You're going to point out dandelion? I sure am. Because here in Ohio and many places, we get annoyed with dandelions. They're bright yellow flowers, and we look at them as weeds. If you did not know this, dandelions came from Europe. When we first started settling the United States and the American ground, and we're doing that for freedom purposes, the Puritans actually brought dandelion seeds with them, dandelion plants, to replant because of the benefits that they use so much. So at my house at the end of April, and I'll post the recipe, we actually make dandelion jam. You only use the yellow parts of the flower. So it's a little time consuming, as you have to take the actual head off of the flower. You have to take all the greens off, and it's just the yellow part of it. So you can also, if you don't want to go through and make dandelion jelly, you can also take the head off, and you are able to fry the dandelion heads and eat them that way. Another thing with the dandelion greens as we call them, or the leaves, these are very edible. We can eat them. You can buy them in grocery stores. Also tortoises. If you have a pet tortoise, or if you ever think about getting one, some of these dandelion greens are some of their favorite foods. Dandelion roots are very long roots. It's a tap root, and those are also edible. People will fry them and eat them. So dandelions, very edible. Another thing, as we walk in here just a little bit, I think you will recognize this flower. Here we have your violet. So this is your, what we call our dark blue violet. Some people will call it the purple violet. Either way, it's a violet. The violet's the only part of the violet that you eat, and you can just eat it like a salad. You eat the flower, or the petal part of it. Back in the end of April, we also, my family, we made violet jelly, which tasted very good, and I'll show you a picture of that one. It's just the flower petals that we use to make that, but it's very tasty as well. Burdock. Right here we have the start of burdock coming in. The stems of the burdock, especially when it gets a little bit bigger, we can make burdock candy out of that. You take the stem, you're going to cut it into pieces. They're about 1/2 inch pieces, and then what we do is we candy them. So you cook them a little, and then you put this sugary syrup on them, and it is a kind of like a hardtack candy, very tasty as well. As we walk through here, something else that you probably have seen prior to today, and you may wonder what it is, and you may not, are these purple flowers right here. We have these purple flowers. That is called purple dead nettle. If you pick one of these purple flowers and you roll it in your hand, you will realize that the stem is square. It is part of the mint family. Purple dead nettle, there are 3 types of purple dead nettle here in Ohio. So we have purple dead nettle, we have henbit, and we have ground ivy. You can take the flower top off, and this whole thing is edible. Me personally, I don't enjoy the flavor of it. If you take the small little purple flower, just that little bit right there, that is actually a little bit sweeter. It tastes like sweet clover, which is sweeter than some of the others. So I'm going to go buy the purple dead nettle right here. You'll see here's another variety of the purple dead nettle. This one is the henbit. So its stem is still square. You'll notice that it doesn't have the reddish, purplish maroonish, whatever color you want to call it, top on it, but it still has those purple flowers, so you can eat those as well. And then how do you tell ground ivy versus purple dead nettle versus henbit? It's how the leaves are connected to the stem. So the what you call the petiole, or the stem right here to the leaf, the leaf actually is not connected to the stem, so it's got that petiole there. For your ground ivy, that leaf is connected directly to your square mint stem, and that's how you tell the difference. So I don't have a good example of ground ivy right here in front of me, this spot that I'm standing in, but we do have the henbit and also the purple dead nettle. What we are going to be working on for the next couple days is we are going to be working on brainstorming our senior project ideas. Senior projects are a fun project, but it's also a very big deal for us. So I pushed you hard your junior year. We went through a lot of material. I did keep it pretty structured, because what I do our senior year is we have a lot more time to explore what means a lot to us. So if it's reptiles, we're going to do more reptiles. If it's figuring out more control of this emerald ash borer, we're going to do it. If it's learning, about what is the fish population in the Camp Lazarus pond, we're going to go fishing and figure it out. If it's to figure out how deep is the pond at Camp Lazarus, what is the siltation process, we are going to figure that out, okay? So what our goal is in the next couple days for Wildlife Lab is to brainstorm our senior project topic. Later on, I'm going to help you formulate some questions. So as an example, if it's all the invasive honeysuckle at Camp Lazarus, and we want to figure out, can we actually burn honeysuckle in a wood burning stove, in a wood furnace, and it actually generates heat for people to heat their homes. So it's another source of energy. How does honeysuckle burn? Does it burn best after it's been pulled and dried for a year? Does it burn best after a month? And does it burn fast or slow? Does it burn hardly at all, or does it burn good? Those are the things we're going to talk about. So it can't be something really easy like, can I hatch chicks? We've done that, okay? So we need to make it more thorough than that. As school resumes, I'm going to connect you with a mentor. That's one of my responsibilities. Unless you know someone who's in that career field and can help you, a lot of times I set you up with your mentor. If you want to do it on your own, that's fine, but I do recommend people. And so we have an adult in the career field that is more expertise in the area that can help answer some questions for you. So we are going to be working on senior projects the next couple days, and I hope this is finding you well. Take care.